Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. Yesterday, while unveiling the life-size statue of Swami Vivekananda at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, the Prime Minister sparked a debate on ideology by making one comment in what has been seen as a battleground of ideology where students are concerned, the JNU. The Prime Minister said that ideology should not be above national interest, leading to the question that many left-leaning students are asking: is there a single narrative when it comes to national interest, or can the definition of national interest be different for different people? The occasion, virtual unveiling of a life-size statue of Swami Vivekananda. The venue, the ideological battleground for students, the Jawaharlal Nehru University, JNU. A speech that has now sparked an ideological debate on ideology and national interest.
किसी एक बात जिसने हमारे देश की लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था को बहुत बड़ा नुकसान पहुंचाया है, वो है राष्ट्रहित से ज्यादा प्राथमिकता अपनी विचारधारा को देना। क्योंकि मेरी विचारधारा ये कहती है, इसलिए देश हित के मामलों में भी मैं इसी सांचे में सोचूंगा, इसी दायरे में काम करूंगा। ये रास्ता सही नहीं है दोस्तों। हमारी विचारधारा राष्ट्रहित के विषयों में राष्ट्र के साथ नजर आनी चाहिए, राष्ट्र के खिलाफ कतई नहीं। Faculty members.
Speaking directly to the students of JNU through video conferencing, the Prime Minister asserted that people from all ideologies should come together when it comes to national interest. However, compromising ideology for greed, position or money is also wrong.
जब राष्ट्र की एकता, अखंडता और राष्ट्रहित का प्रश्न हो, तो अपनी विचारधारा के बोझ तले दबकर फैसला लेने से देश का नुकसान ही होता है। हां, मैं मानता हूं कि स्वार्थ का लिए, अवसरवाद के लिए अपनी विचारधारा से समझौता करना भी उतना ही गलत है।
The Prime Minister was speaking at the university that has been the cradle of varied ideologies and in the recent past, the battleground for a huge ideological divide, with the left-leaning students facing off with the right-leaning students. Most left-leaning students from JNU have also been vocal about their ideological differences with the central government. Even this time, while the Prime Minister spoke, left-leaning students and student bodies were aside. They have also protested this very statue of Swami Vivekananda. JNU students have been at the forefront of opposition against CAA and NRC, also protesting what most left-leaning students deemed the appointment of a right-leaning vice-chancellor. Even during the scrapping of Article 370, the JNU saw protests. The Prime Minister, with his statement on ideology not above national interest, has sparked yet another debate on the definition of national interest. Can there be a single narrative to national interest, or can one person's definition of national interest differ from another's? Bureau Report, India Today. All right, so who we have today are two students, very different ideological backgrounds. One of them from the ABVP and the other one is from the SFI, which is the left-leaning party, both of them from the Jawaharlal Nehru University. I have with me Sabaresh PA. He's the ABVP Media Coordinator and a PhD scholar at the JNU. We'd be joined just in about a minute with Deepsita Dhar. She is the SFI Joint Secretary and she's also a PhD scholar at the JNU. The very fact that one is from the SFI, one is from the ABVP, our viewers would understand, come from very, very different ideological backgrounds. We're hoping for a civil debate this evening. I'll begin with you, Sabresh. You know, when the Prime Minister says that ideology cannot be above national interest, a lot of people would ask, is there a single narrative to national interest, or can your definition, Sabresh, of national interest be different than possibly what Deepsita's definition of national interest is?
Firstly, thanks for inviting me. And I am glad that being a JNUite, I'm proud that I'm representing ABVP. And I'm very much happy also to say that the Prime Minister of the nation has inaugurated the statue of a global icon, like Swami Vivekananda. And coming to your question, I think national interest or nationalism is simply that just love your nation and try to think in the interest of a larger section of the society so that the nation can march ahead in a single direction. And in JNU, ABVP has been quite vocal against divisive forces or the so-called anti-national forces that are very much ineffective in JNU. And for a long time, ABVP has been leading a struggle against them. And therefore, a discourse on ideology as to which ideology or which is required to take the nation forward is very much important. And I would like to see the Prime Minister's say on ideology that it should not be a bottleneck for the development of a nation. So it is very much important in that perspective.
Sabresh, you know, while we're just waiting for our other guest from the SFI, Deepsita, to connect, I want to ask you, you know, the question which I began asking you, on various issues, there will always be ideological difference. Sabresh, say a CAA is in national interest. For a Deepsita, CAA is not in national interest. Does that make it wrong?
No, she has a personal opinion to say that it's not in national interest. But to bring about a riot in the name of CAA, is that fair? Is my question in return.
Nobody's talking about rioting. It's just ideology. Nobody's talking about rioting. Let's not go there. Nobody suggested rioting. Nobody suggested otherwise.
Important to go there because ideology is a thought. What you think is what you act. Let's be very clear about this. And Delhi riots is a result of ideological madness because of extreme ideologies like Naxalism, Maoism, ultra-Islamism. That is what the Delhi riots has gifted. Just see how many lives have been taken. So definitely when you talk about ideology, the ground level reality also needs to be there.
But Sabresh, you know, okay, let me bring in, okay. Let me bring in right now Deepsita Dhar. Deepsita, ideology should not be over national interest. Can national interests differ from what you think or what possibly, or what would be in national interest is what Sabresh thinks. That is what we're talking about. What is your point of view?
I think I'm not able to hear the anchor properly.
Can you hear me, Deepsita?
There are too many other noises except your voice, so I'm getting.
All right, we're going to try and rectify that. I'm sorry, we should have done that earlier. We're going to try and rectify that. I'll go back to Sabresh till the time we can rectify your line. So Sabresh, you know, on various issues, when you talk about, as per, you know, your outlook on, say, a CAA, on an NRC, on even your own Vice Chancellor could be very different than, say, somebody else's point of view. For somebody else's point of view, it could be that, okay, the CAA was not in national interest, that Article 370 is not in national interest.
See, liberty to have a personal view is a freedom. The country, the constitution provides freedom of expression, but to overtly exert that what you feel is the only right thing, that is what we need to talk about. Because you're saying that CAA is against the nation or against a particular community when the law does not speak about it. And particularly when this is in the discussion stage, I'm talking about what happened in February. A whole lot of people come on the streets, they do so much of damage to public property, they kill hundreds of people, they damage so many people.
Sabresh, tell me one thing, again, you know, I'm just playing
Please allow me to
finish.
See, so the reason that the point which I'm trying to say is people or citizens have a liberty to personal opinion. But to say that that is the only thing, or to implement it in a very thwarting manner or by overcoming state mechanisms, state machineries, is something that is
Okay.
unconstitutional. And therefore, that reflects what these people think, what their ideologies are. And the country has several
All right,
examples.
okay.
Even
So,
JNU has
Sabresh,
two.
while we wait for Deepsita, let me, for this case of a debate, let me throw something else at you. You're from the ABVP. You borrow heavily from the RSS as well. The RSS wants a Hindu Rashtra. Is that a national interest?
India has been a Hindu Rashtra for thousands of years.
So
You're
is
saying
that
RSS
a
wants
national?
Hindu
I'm just
Rashtra?
asking, is that a national interest? Because for somebody else, that's not national interest. You're a secular
I'm saying-
country.
No,
When you
I'm
say
saying-
you're a Hindu Rashtra, you're
I'm
going
saying
against the grain of the
India has been
constitution.
a Hindu Rashtra. India has been a Hindu Rashtra for thousands of years, and it is a definition of Hindu Rashtra that needs to be looked at.
But sir, have you read the
Hinduism
constitution
has never
then?
been exclusive in nature.
But no,
Hinduism
Sabresh,
has
have you read
always
the
been
constitution?
exclusive
One
in
second.
nature.
Sabresh, have you read the constitution? The constitution doesn't
I've
say
read the
India's a...
Constitution.
Yes, so if you've read the
And
constitution,
we
right?
are a secular nation.
Yes.
We are a
So,
secular nation.
exactly.
And
So,
RSS and ABP represents that secularism, which is there in India. And that is the reason why the NDA is in power.
no, Sabresh, I don't think you're getting my point. So the point is, so there is a train of thought which seems to suggest ideologically the BJP, which borrows from the RSS, which your outfit, your political outfit, the ABVP borrows from, ideologically, we're just talking about ideology, is in terms of represents Hindu Rashtra. Ideologically, is that national interest?
But what exactly is Hindu Rashtra? Is it only for Hindus? No, that is not the case. It is for everyone who accepts this land as their motherland, who accepts this nation as a nationhood. So it's about the definition of
All
Hindu
right.
Rashtra. Is it only for Hindus or not?
Okay,
No,
so
it is
like
not.
I said, I'm just trying to, I hope we
Ideology-
have our other guests finally. Do we have the Deepsita Dhar? I want to try and connect back to Deepsita Dhar. Deepsita, if you can hear me, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, so Deepsita, what is wrong if everyone comes together when you're looking at national interest? During the emergency, the left, right, everybody did come together, didn't they?
True. I agree. I think what Mr. Narendra Modi was telling in the last day in JNU, that's more like a soliloquy. She was reminding himself and his follower maybe that when it's about national interest, people should really leave their petty politics, their petty ideologies behind. Because what is national interest? I mean, when we are thinking about national interest, we think when the farmers took to the streets against Narendra Modi's government, against the agro bill that they have come up with, we thought that is on the national interest. When students are coming down to the street, they're protesting and demanding that we need our scholarship. During the pandemic, all our families are going through a financial crisis. As government, you should stand by us. We think that is national interest. Because nation is not in abstract. Nation is not about a flag of India. Nation is not only about a map of India. Nation is about people who are living in this country. So when we talk about the poor people of this country, when you talk about the farmers of this country, when you talk about the workers of this country, which we speak because that's our ideology. In our ideology, people comes first. We believe we are working for the national interest.
Okay.
I mean, it's very interesting how Mr. Narendra Modi understands national interest. Only when it's about Pakistan, when it's about China, only then he thinks that the question, the dialogue, the debate around national interest needs to be bring in. But when the questions are asked to Narendra Modi by the people of India, that why the unemployment rate is so high, why our economy is doing so bad, that time he does not think that it's about the national interest. That time it becoming, people are coming and attacking Mr. Narendra Modi, attacking the government, attacking BJP. So I think we all should actually come together and first try to define what is the definition of national interest.
Okay, that's
I think
what
then we all
okay.
can come together.
All right, that's what I was asking, Sabresh earlier. And Sabresh, that's exactly what my question was, because national interest, the definition, really doesn't seem to have a single narrative. Yours differs completely from what Deepsita's national interest definition is.
No, yeah, I can bring you clarity. The thing is, there is nothing to wonder when people say, maybe for jokingly also, that the ideology of communism is at least a century behind. And I should remind Deepsita that the whole world is going into turmoil of COVID-19 pandemic, and the economic periphery or the economic concern is also there. A lot of concerns are there with the social turmoil going on across the world. And there is a certain condition that is required for an economy to bring up its downfall and all. So we are going through that such a sphere of turmoil. So I think the government needs some more time. And when it comes to the issues of students,
No, Sabresh, do you inherently agree with her? Do you agree with Deepsita where she says that everybody's definition of national interest differs? So how do you decide ideology then? Do you agree in principle with what she's saying?
No. See, I'm not going to give an interpretation of my own view. What I'm trying to say is that ideology or extreme ideologies, whatever it is, should not come in the way of national interest. National interests are many.
Like that of Hindu.
Even every individual has a perception of its own national interest. And that is the reason why we have democratic elections. We elect on the basis of our interests or a party that shares the interest of us. So that is why we have an democratic election. Unlike some sort of autocracy or some sort of one-manship.
Deepsita, would you want to respond to that?
Where only the party rules.
Deepsita, would you want to respond to that?
Yeah, actually, there are two things. I mean, as Sarvesh was also speaking, that there are students' issue. When Mr. Narendra Modi was speaking yesterday, I was really hoping that while he speaks, and particularly when he was inaugurating Vivekananda statue, I thought he's going to, for at least once, he's going to mention about this one girl who is 19-year-old, a student of Delhi University, who had to commit suicide because of the immense financial burden the whole education system was putting on her. If you do not know, her name was Aishwarya. Her sister had to stop her studies for last 2 years so that this girl in Delhi, in LSR, she can continue her mathematics honors. So when we are talking about the issues, when we are talking about Vivekananda, when we are talking about the dreams of Vivekananda, what was his dream? Was his dream that a meritorious girl is going to come a university like Delhi, a elite college like that of LSR, and have to commit suicide because she doesn't have money to pay. She doesn't have money to pay her hostel rent. She doesn't have money to continue her study. I mean, it's wonderful what Sarvesh was talking, that there is democracy. Of course, there is democracy. That's why you have elected people, and that's why we expect them. They are elected with our votes. We pay them tax. So we expect as government, they are going to be facilitator. They're going to listen to the students. They're going to listen to the farmer. They're going to do something through which there will be well-being. I mean, the dream what Vivekananda would have thought.
All right.
Country which
is we got you late, Deepsita. I need to close this debate right now. Appreciate you both for joining us. And I think this is just a small example of the ideological divide that does exist. Now, does that mean that there is a single narrative when it comes to national interest, or does that differ? We leave it for our viewers to decide from person to person. Does that differ at all? Or is there only one single narrative and everybody should unite under that? Viewers decide that. A quick break to stay with us. News and updates continue. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.